Welcome to another segment with David and myself. Today, you know how the Bible says, let this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Okay. We're going to show you how to have your little light shine so you can protect yourself from the Blue Beam Project. Someone says, the Blue Beam Project? What's the Blue Beam Project? The Blue Beam Project, or the other ones are saying, what do you mean the Blue Beam Project? You mean they're already going to set that blue beam up in the sky and we're going to see Allah and we're going to see God and we're going to see Vishnu? And we're going to... No, the Blue Beam Project is already going on. It's called optogenetics. You can fire a blue light or blue beam into the brain and manipulate the brain. Cause the brain to be programmed. How many are feeling anxious? How many are feeling tired? How many are feeling depressed? How many are feeling like you're being oppressed by something? How is this happening? How are you being hit with the blue beam? Well, let's take a look. So, you know, when you're driving down the road and the guy coming in with these new bright white headlights, that's the blue beam. You know, your CFLs, you know, that bullshit that they told you to get rid of your tungsten lights and your incandescent lights, because that fired a yellow beam. And what does yellow beams do? They neutralize blue beams. Ooh, again, can you dig it? Can you get the pattern here? Your computer monitor fires a blue beam. Your cell phone, especially you guys, you know, you little guys with your little selfie, you think you're so cool taking a selfie. You don't even realize how stupid you look, most of you, and why you're doing it. That blue beam is programming your brain to be dumb, okay? You're following a program, you don't even know it. The iPads you're on, ooh, the Wi-Fi's, not the Wi-Fi's, those mobile phones that you have, you know, the lighting. How are we going to stop that? Because once it hits your head, see, and it has to have an access point. See, people don't realize that we've been talking about nanobiology, synthetic biology, nanogenetics, because now we're dealing with nanogenetics. I'm going to talk a little bit about that too, because some of you people are having babies, and your babies are having neoplasmas and other kind of things going on in the body because of nanoparticles or nano environments that are altering the genetic code of your children. We are dealing with something today in regard, here's your brain. Well, this is going to be my version of the brain. This is going to be my cartoon, so if it doesn't look like a brain, you know, bear with me. So this is your brain. Okay, down here somewhere. Okay. And here's your mouth. Here's your stomach.
Do you have a... It's not really, at least through my camera here, it's not very visible.
No?
No.
See, this one works. I hope this one works. Of course, that one doesn't work. Crap, you're kidding me. Well,
I wonder, here, let me see if I can get that.
Hold on a second. Maybe I can just go over it a couple times.
Yep, that's better.
Okay. That's stomach. Okay, stomach. Here's mouth. Mouth. Okay, mouth, stomach. Brain. Oh, can't spell this morning. Down here is guts.
You're an artist, Tony.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I can see it now. All the artists saying.
Hey, this is abstract work right here.
This is so abstract, I'm even abstracted by it. Okay. So through the mouth come particles. And for instance, you guys are eating all this dimatrous earth and all this other bullshit silica products that they're telling you it's good for you. Oh yeah, silica, it's great. Next knocks out aluminum. Those dumb bastards are telling you that are bullshitting you to the hilt. It doesn't, all it does is it gets inside the system, gets down here in your gut, and then starts going through your body and then starts to assemble. And then what happens in that assembly, it shuts down the communication network. In other words, this cell here can no longer talk to this cell here because the silica has grown a circuit, creating a short. Now we get to the brain. We've been eating nano silver. You dumb bastards buying nano silver in the health food industry because some jackass told you this is good for you. Because it's nano. Okay? You've been eating nano silica. You've been eating nano titanium. Okay? You've been eating nano barium from the sky. You've been eating nano metal. We'll just call it metal. What happens when you eat this shit? Okay, this goes here and it winds up here. Liver's over here. Let's go liver. Of course, my thing's going to die now. It's dying. Okay, well, anyway, I got the examples up there now, so see, that's the aliens screwing up with our ink and stuff. Okay.
We had electricity last time.
The electricity last time, aliens are screwing up with this because they don't want you to learn nothing. Okay, it's from the liver. Well, they're trying to keep everybody stupid, right? All right, so you eat the shit, goes into the gut, keeps going down into the colon, leaks out of the colon. Okay, this is where you get the leaky gut and perforations going on with all the itises that you've got, colitis and enteritis and leaky gut and whatever. This is because these particles are penetrating and permeating through the gut, and they're going throughout the whole body. Then when it gets to the liver, this is the liver. I'm just pretending it's the liver. It's going right directly to the brain. Okay, any nanometal, that includes the C60 bullshit that they're selling you. And there are studies, Canadian studies, Chinese studies, Russian studies, German studies, that are telling you that this shit's lethal. Goes into the brain, gets lodged into the brain. Then what happens is we can fire whatever beams of frequencies or light or sound, and we can control the person with this shit in the head. You wake up and you're depressed, you don't even know why. Everything's going good in your life and you feel miserable. Why is that? Sometimes it's because you're hollow on the inside, and sometimes you need to fill that with something more advanced than what you are. But a lot of the times it's because of this material causing this kind of breakdown in the head. Now, these are all superconductive. Nano silver, nano time. They're all superconductive because they're on the nano scale. But the most conductive material out there right now is carbon fullerenes or carbon C60. It is a superconductor. Now, you can turn it into a semiconductor by creating a contortion or a twist in the molecule. See, carbon C60 basically is a 60 to 80 carbon molecule compilation. Looks like a little soccer ball. Gets in, or a fullerene or a tube. It gets inside the brain and starts creating a construction in the brain, allowing the frequencies to affect you even more so. Elon Musk was talking about putting a tether in the brain, which would go from here to here, and it would release its tentacles and embed itself into your brain. It has the capacity to do that now because you got all this shit in your head. Now, if you actually paid attention to the website that I put out there on nanotransformations and nanotoxicology, you can see that all the different nanometals, nano copper, nano iodine, nano silver, nano titanium, where they go into the brain, they go into different parts of the brain and immediately start to assemble. Carbon is no different. It gets inside that brain and it doesn't come out. These people are telling you, oh, it comes out, blah, blah, blah. They're mixing it with a high carbon fat olive oil. So any carbon that's coming out is coming from the olive oil, not the nano. It's a sabotage, camouflage technology. When it goes in there, a blue beam now can be hitting you right through the eyes. Oh, you walk in the store, and all of a sudden you feel like you're a little disoriented just for a split second. Some of you have felt that. You walk into a store, and all of a sudden you're sort of disconnected just for about a half a second. And then you sort of come back, so then you sort of reboot. And then you walk through the store, and you're grabbing shit you don't need. You're buying, you're throwing this thing in your thing, and you're getting, oh, this looks pretty, oh, this is so cute, and you buy it, and you don't even need it. You get to the till, $500 later, I only came in here for one thing. Where does all this shit come from? That's programming. Driving down the road, and the guy's coming at you with these new high fluting lights there. They're brighter than blazes, and they're hitting you. Okay, that's a blue beam. Again, affecting, and you go blank for a couple of seconds, not just visually, but you also go blank mentally. Last week we showed you how to make the Faraday shielding. Now, what blocks a blue beam? What blocks the blue beam? What blocks the blue light? yellow light. Now,
blocks it, or it just somehow alters it?
no, both actually, both.
You know, like if you're mixing yellow with blue, now you got a
You get
different
green.
color.
Yeah, green. It can do that as well, but for short-term purposes, block.
Okay.
This is hard enough for people to get. Yeah. What are you talking about putting down? How is that getting in my mouth?
And actually, I do have a... Wait, what was my question going to be when you were talking about like the metals that they're advertising? So, if they're saying that so silver's going in and then the nano silver's coming out, and you're saying it's a camouflage or...
No, the carbon C60.
Okay, so carbon C60.
Because they're using a carbon. What they're doing is they're putting in what they call a liposome, right? We did a liposome.
Yep.
Okay. Well, liposome basically is a fat molecule that surrounds whatever you're putting it with it, so that it has a better delivery method. Now, because they're using olive oil has vitamin E and other things in it. So when it gets to the liver, you have this reaction that you're feeling whatever, right? Because your body's getting a fat that it'll utilize for energy, and then and it has its own carbon. So when they're mixing these things together and they're saying the carbon that's coming out is not the carbon that they're putting in there with it. It's the carbon coming out from the olive oil. It's a lot of bullshit there. It's a snake pitch that they're doing with. And all these people that are coming out with the testimonials, be careful of testimonials. We're dealing with NASA here. And this is the other thing too. I'm going to keep on going for this and we'll get to the question. DARPA is the military-industrial complex, has never done anything for our benefit. In fact, they've experimented on us. NASA is a wing of DARPA. So how in the hell can anybody in their right mind trust something coming from a military-industrial complex that's always been exploiting and experimenting on the planet, actually, the general population? There is no credibility to this thing whatsoever. And then they had one guy saying, I've been taking this stuff and my psychic abilities improved. Really? He looked like 3 demons was taking hold of this guy. You know, you should see him. I'm like, okay, just that what it did for you. You know. So, seriously, I mean, don't be sucked in with the theatrics. Read, for crying out loud. You know, we got to find out. We got an advertisement. We got to put an advertisement here for a second. Stay tuned, advertisement coming. We need to find artists that can draw cartoons. So I'm saying, why cartoons? Remember the cuneiform that the Egyptians used to use? You had all those pictorial things there, and you gave them the life of the Egyptians. You know why they were drawing cartoons on the stone? Because that was not an advanced language. That's all bullshit too. That was the lowest part of the language possible. Those were iconic pictures telling you the story. Well, because people don't know how to read anymore, but you can have your laptop or cell phone talk to you and tell you what's going on, reading can be difficult for some of you because you've lost the ability to read. Now, those of you my generation, hopefully you still have maintained that capacity, because if you haven't, you're going to be like the rest of these dumbasses. Okay, so we need cartoons. We need cartoons. You know why? Because if I show you a cartoon of Bugs Bunny having nano in his brain before Bugs Bunny eating a carrot, and after Bugs Bunny eating a nano genetically engineered carrot, all of a sudden I hear it, obey, you'll get it. You'll get it. Or all of a sudden Bugs Bunny's eating a carrot, he's got great vision, he can see for 100 miles, and all of a sudden he eats a nano carrot and he's blind and got a cane and can't see anymore. You notice that you're having problems with your visions? That's because you got nano particles in your eyes that's creating a biofilm. That's why everything looks foggy and unclear. So then we get hit with a blue beam. Okay, so some of the things that you can try. Get yourself an old clamp-like thing. It doesn't have to be this one. It can be any kind, you know. Whatever you can afford. Or mount a light up some way and aim this thing at your computer. The computer is putting a lot of high beams on you, and you spend a lot of time in front of your computer. By the time you get out, you don't know if you're tired, drained, ready to go, or ready to stop. You're all discombobulated because the blue beams are hitting your brain. Have this hit the monitor. Now, we talked about on one of the videos having the full spectrum light hitting on you because it's got the full spectrum, but it too has a blue beam. So what you do is, if you have, what I do on me, I've got one up above shining down like the sun, hitting me, and then I got this one now beside, and what I've done is I aimed this light so that it hits that light and the monitor at the same time. Okay, what a difference you feel. You feel a lot more invigorated and a lot more alive, and all of a sudden it seems like you've got your endurance back. The other thing you do too, when you go into a store, wear mirror lenses. I'm the Matrix. Dun, da, da. Okay. They're mirror lenses. They will deflect the frequencies that are coming from those cameras. You still may feel a little disoriented because if it can't get in through the eyes, it's going to hit you in the head. You know, you'll feel this da 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 going on. If you wear the Faraday thing, you'll find that you'll actually feel this thing trying to access you. But start wearing the mirror lenses. When you're in front of your computer, we start looking at the research on it. Yellow lenses, again, and you may have to buy the ones that block lasers. You know, the yellow laser spectrum or the blue laser spectrum. Yellow, again, blocks or deflects the blue beam. And when you put these on, if there is a blue beam, all of a sudden everything looks like it used to. When we had real sun shining down on us. Okay, that's going to help majorly block the access to the eyes. That's where it's coming in mostly. Okay, the Blue Beam Project is not a project where we're going to see Muhammad and Jesus and Buddha and Vishnu. It may come to that. That's maybe what people are going to see. But the way it's going to come in, it's going to come in from here, boom, into the head. Oh, we're going to manipulate the thinking here. Oh, we have access to the DNA. Boom, 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 bang, there you go. You watch it. And it won't take much to do that today because artificial intelligence is running the show. Not some guy behind the computer that's got to figure out your DNA and then run a program. This is all being done simultaneously. If you look at the video, AI is Killing Us, the guy is showing you that up in space we got drones flying. They're taking millions of pictures, isolated pictures, by the second. There's no way any one person or persons can do this. The machine is doing this all by itself. It can launch its own drone, attack a kill zone without any orders, and then land in an aircraft carrier out in the open sea. So we're not living in a normal, quiet, peaceful planet. We're living in a sci-fi world that's not science fiction anymore. This stuff is real. Okay, and this will make a big difference in protecting you from the visuals that, again, accessing you. You got to remember, this is all about accessing your DNA, and you've given them access already. Now, I was talking about children, neoplasia. Let's get back to the illustration here. Mom and Dad are having sex. We're doing a Watusi Juicy. Bang, next thing you know, 9 months later, life is formed. But in that exchange, when Mom and Dad got together and the flower met the stem and the stem released the chemicals and the chemicals met the other chemicals, and all of a sudden you had this mixing going on. Mom's egg was loaded with nano. Dad's sperm was also loaded with nano. When the two became one and the DNA that was exchanged to form this new creation that God gave everybody, it too now has nano splitting with it and attached to a uterine wall that also has nano with it. So as the child is formed, the nano also forms with the child. And as a result, nanoparticles cause anomalous reactions to the biology of a person. Okay, this is nanogenetics at this point. So what happens is proteins will form tumorous growths inside the body as a result of these nanoparticulates. They can create high levels of biofilm in the body that normally wouldn't be there, causing again more obstruction and more damage to the child. The child's in constant pain. The medical field has no idea what to do with this because they have no idea this is going on. Now, in the last 3 weeks, from the time we did the video here, 2 scientists in Italy have stated, same thing we've been telling you, but they went and found something else. They have found nano contamination in every vaccine. And he even tells you the same thing I just got done telling you, that nanoparticles create a protein mutation in the body. The DNA doesn't know what to do. So what I'm telling you today is I don't know what we're creating anymore as far as, you know, man and woman getting together. This was a normal biological thing that God gave us to do, to reproduce ourselves and to replicate ourselves and to continue life. They have violated that by putting this shit in our food supply, dumping it from the sky, spraying it in the field. When you go to the grocery store, they're spraying nano silver in your meat, your canned goods, your box goods, your bag goods. How many of you used to buy soups, and now the soups are telling you we've got 30% less salt, 40% less salt, because they put silver inside the soup. Even the orgasmically organic shit that you're eating, you know. Don't think because the word organic, USDA stick, means anything today. Okay, so when you're eating these things and then you're cohabitating with each other, creating the new life that again was a gift, they have corrupted the gift. Everything in this life right now is violating God's creation. Okay, we were created after God's image, after God's own likeness. There is a purposeful attack on God's creation to alienate it and to mutate it. This is part of this. Anybody who still believes in this whole nano crap that they're selling you, nano... Oh, another thing too. Someone contacted me this week and said that she went to buy copper. The company did not say that it was nano, so she decided to contact the company to validate that it wasn't nano. The guy said it was nano. Then he started bullshitting her by throwing terms out like angstrom and all these other things. Angstrom, monatomic, nano, ultrafine are all one and the same thing. No question. And if you're going to ask me about what about monatomic gold, the monatomic, it's nano. Okay, nano. Go, instead of listening to some jackass trying to say, oh, I got this product here, oh, it's gonna put a red S on your chest, blue underwear, you're gonna leave tall buildings, you're gonna have a dong that long, you're gonna have an ass so tight you can't walk, you're gonna have boobs sticking out so far that you'll knock somebody's eye out, oh, this is gonna make you live, 5,000 million years. Instead of listening to that bullshit, go read. Go understand what it is you're buying. Don't even just listen to me on this. Now, some of you are going to say, well, where do I start to look for this information? Start with my webpage, augmentandforce.com. There's all kinds of nano information there. Go to brian396.com. He's got tons of it out there. Go to byebyebluesky.com. She's got tons of it out there.
Yeah, but when you're saying, and this is not stuff that, you're putting just the information that other people have discovered as well.
Yeah, yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
These are military research. This is medical research, pharmaceutical research, industrial research, you know, university experiments that were done. You know, when you hear somebody say something, you know, I was watching this program about this C60, and the guy comes out there and says, this Tony Pantelaresco guy, nobody's ever seen this face before. Really? We have 150, yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah?
Yeah, we have 155 videos. Nobody's seen my face. We're in 189 countries. We've had over 7 million people who watched our videos, and nobody knows what I look like. Okay, well, maybe he's got a point. Maybe not. Maybe I'm still. Maybe I'm a small dinky fish in a big pond, and that's cool too. I have no problem with that. There's no ego there. But that's how he starts off the campaign, and then he has this possessed person beside him talking about, making these comments about how you got to take all the studies and you got to listen to all the studies, you just can't be selective with the studies, and then they turn around and knock the Chinese studies. I can't believe the Chinese let that out. This is what the guy says on the whole thing. I couldn't believe what I was hearing here, the hypocrisy and the stupidity going on. You know, when they're saying this stuff, you know it's a sales game. And when you have studies across, Canada's got studies. I mean, I was so surprised, the studies they did on it. And they're saying the same thing, this shit is dangerous. The nanotechnology and the nanobiology that's out there right now has never been thoroughly studied. It was never studied to begin with. They let it out right away. And now you got morons, and these guys say they're from NASA. Oh, we're from NASA. NASA must have been scraping the bottom of the barrel when they found these people. I'm telling you, the intellect of a gnat. Oh, I took this stuff and I increased my psychic ability. Ooh. The artificial intelligence, the AI now is telling me what to think. Oh yeah, I've increased my psychic ability. The AI is saying, oh, the blue beam is really hitting this guy. Don't be stupid. Don't be swayed. Don't be misled. Start with those sites, those places I told you. AugmentedForce.com, BuyBlueSky.com, Brian396.com. Check them out. We've done more research on this thing than I think anybody out there. Everyone's catching up, which is good, great, and I'm glad to hear it. And they're finding stuff that we never found either, and all indicating that none of this is really any good. So this is going in your head. It is translocating throughout your body. It's breaking you down. So the blue beam that will hit is called optogenetics. Go look it up. OPTOGENETICS. Optogenetics. There's also something called sonogenetics or sonic genetics, where they're using sound to do the same thing. Sound is slower. So what I think is going to be coming down the pipe, because we're all hearing this buzzing noise all the time, and all these noises, that's the modulation of the frequencies that they're doing with the towers and your smart meters and everything else. Well, this is constantly hitting your head too. So they're going to be using sound and light to manipulate you. That's how. So again, one of the things to block the light is the yellow light. Yellow light. Now somebody's saying, well, I'm having a hard time finding the incandescent bulbs. Go to your local dollar store, independent local dollar store, not your, what do you call them, Dollar Trees or Dollaramas. They're not going to, they may not have them, but your independents, oh, these guys are great, they can get you stuff. Ooh, they can get you stuff. So anyway, order them, stockpile them, keep a bunch on hand, keep cases on hand, okay, that, and then aim it at your tech. Even when you're talking on the phone, aim the light at it, watch the difference, watch what you feel, see the difference, okay. These are some of the things to do. Avoid anything metallic nano. There is nowhere, one person told me this too, she was working with somebody and she says, well, there's good nano and bad nano. I want to see the research that you have on the good and bad nano. I really want to see this. And don't give me this bullshit of, well, I'm feeling intuitive. Intuitive. Really? Intuition comes with knowledge. Knowledge comes with facts that you gain. So when I'm feeling intuitive, it's because I have already studied certain things, which have given me the capacity to be armed. So when someone comes along and hands me a line of bullshit, intuitively I know that they're handing me a line of bullshit. So when you're going to come and talk to me about this intuitive thing, I'm going to tell you, quit being so bloody lazy, get off your ass, and start doing the research, because all you're telling me is, I don't want to look at it. Because if I know about it, I got to do something about it. And if I got to do something about it, that requires work. Quit being so bloody lazy, get off your ass, and start reading. That's the bottom line. Or the life you screw up will be your own. So anyway, that's it. Anything else?
So, just with regards to these, like, I know that a lot of offices or a lot of people use like the screens that go over top the monitor.
Right, right.
So, I mean, is there variance with this sort of idea in mind, or are those things sufficient?
I don't know. I know guys are using this thing called Iris. Somebody was telling me about this last night too, and it might be what you're talking about. I didn't get a chance to really look into it, but they said that seems to be really making a big difference as well. So anything that can block the blue frequency, do so. Some people don't have that stuff at home or even at the shop. This is an alternative. Yeah, I mean, basically, we're showing you an alternative. This is not the only thing, but this will make a big, big difference. You know, in regard to, you got this thing mounted, you know, here, and it's aiming at your monitor in front of you or wherever you got it. It'll make a difference. if you put even if you put the yellow glasses on with the shining, it feels like you're in a high, bright, sunny day like it used to be when we were kids. You know. So it gives that effect.
And then I know when we were kind of talking over the phone, I had asked you, and I think that you know, there's different. What are the different presets on the monitor that will, what do you want to call it?
Adjust the light.
Adjust the light, adjust the colors, the brightness, things like that. So if you take a tint that might be a little bit more green or yellow, that's not necessarily the same thing that you're talking about.
No, it's gonna. Yeah, I'm glad you made that point. No, the frequency is a frequency. It doesn't matter what you do to it. If just because you change the color, the tint on the computer doesn't mean you're going to stop the frequency from coming at you. Still, it's putting out, it's resonating at that frequency. So
whereas these are more filters, they're designed to interfere with the frequency.
That's right. The light is a frequency. The yellow light is a frequency. You know, this is going to again block the frequency. Well, it's supposed to anyway. What we saw in the research indicates that if you're using laser technology, this one may not do it as well. But the ones that you can, you know, when you buy these lasers on eBay or online, you know, you buy the yellow. If you got a blue laser, you get a yellow lens to block it. If you get a green laser, you get a red one to block it. So that's
interesting.
So that's how they do it. And like I said, when you go into the stores, again, wear mirror lenses. I can't emphasize that enough. You'll walk in. I walked in certain stores with no lenses on, and for one split second, I'm disorientated, and I know the moment I walked in the store, the AI pinged me to, you know, for whatever. So when I walk in, I have in my mind what I need, and I get out. Sometimes that works in most stores, except for one or two. Those are the stores I love to hate. It's just, yeah, I'm a kid in a candy shop. Oh, I can make and create and shit. $5,000 million later. All right, we're good.
Yep.
Until the next segment. To your health.